Okay, if you're like us, your queue for stuff to watch, stuff to read, it's just exploding.
Totally. It feels like every week there's a new service or
Yeah.
some platform just swallowed another huge library.
Exactly. And you end up with this mountain of content. The real trick isn't finding something, it's figuring out, which new wave is actually worth your time.
Ah,
Well, there's a massive one hitting the manga world right now, involves a huge name in streaming, and a pretty legendary publisher. Okay, let's unpack this.
let's do it.
We are diving deep into this major collaboration that just happened between Crunchyroll, the streaming giant, and Titan Books, the publishing powerhouse.
Yeah,
And this isn't just like a minor update or renewing some licenses. Nope, this is a big strategic move. It really changes where Crunchyroll sits in the whole content game.
it absolutely does. So our mission today is simple. Give you this a quick rundown, the full picture, understand the scale, the strategy, what's actually in this deal, and most importantly, what it means for you, the reader, right now.
Right.
And the real aha moment here, I think, is seeing this isn't just Crunchyroll adding some comics.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in over 20 specific manga series, many of them highly requested, all in one go.
Wow, okay.
It's a statement. It signals this really serious long-term push. They want Crunchyroll to be the place, not just for anime, which they already dominate,
Yeah, obviously.
but a truly comprehensive spot for all sorts of Japanese media. It shows a big financial commitment, too. They're serious about making the reading side of things much, much better for subscribers.
Okay, let's get into the specifics then. This Titan Books bombshell. Crunchyroll officially partners with Titan, rolls out this major expansion. You said more than 20 titles.
Well, 420.
That number alone is pretty big. But here's the question, right? Crunchyroll already works with some absolute titans, no pun intended.
Alpha Polis, Square Enix, VIZ Media, Yen Press. I mean, their existing catalog is huge.
It is. Hundreds of titles already.
So why Titan Books? Why now? What makes them the missing piece?
That's really the core of the strategy here. It's not just about adding more manga. It's about filling specific gaps.
Ah, okay. And maybe securing IP that's a bit niche.
Yeah.
Or has historical weight. Think about it. VIZ gives you the massive shonen hits. Yen Press often brings the light novel adaptation.
Right.
The current big stuff.
Exactly. But Titan, they often handle titles with maybe a unique history or a dedicated cult following. Sometimes stuff with complicated licensing that needed a big player to sort out for wider digital access.
So it's less about pure volume and more about diversifying the kind of IP they hold,
Yeah.
getting those harder to find classics or cult hits.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, this collaboration builds on that existing huge catalog, like you said, hundreds of titles.
Adding the Titan library helps make Crunchyroll feel more like that central one-stop shop. It's an aggressive move, really. They want to capture everyone, from the casual viewer just watching the latest anime hit to the really dedicated reader who's hunting down maybe an older, obscure manga that's tough to find, especially physically, outside Japan.
Putting it all under one subscription. Yeah, that changes the game.
It really does.
And we see this everywhere in streaming, don't we? Everyone wants to be the only app you need. But getting licenses for older manga, especially ones handled by Western publishers like Titan, that often means dealing with complex, maybe messy old contracts, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So was part of this deal maybe about simplifying things, cutting down those licensing headaches by bringing it all under Crunchyroll's global umbrella?
I think that's definitely a factor. The operational side, the efficiency gained.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, I bet.
Managing dozens of separate deals across different regions. The cost, the complexity, it adds up fast. Integrating Titan's content is a big step towards streamlining their whole content pipeline.
Makes sense.
It makes their service stickier,
Yeah.
Yeah. Harder to lead, and much more competitive against apps that only do manga reading. They're basically saying, look, we've got the anime you love.
And now good luck ignoring our massive manga library, too.
Exactly. They're trying to lock you into their whole ecosystem.
Okay, now for the really fun part. The actual manga.
Yes. The treasure trove.
And looking at the list, it's clear this isn't just random filler. These titles show they're serious about covering a lot of ground. Different genres, different eras.
Totally. Like for sci-fi fans or people who love action prequels, you've got Atom. The beginning, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
Giving backstory to Tezuka's icon. Yeah, a foundational piece. And then you've got the gritty stuff like Speed Grapher. Very different vibe. Neo-noir.
Right. And the range is impressive. You mentioned the vintage, like Burst Angel.
A real staple from the early 2000s anime and manga scene. Bringing that back, it feels almost archival, nostalgic.
Yeah, for sure. And then you can flip completely to something like Somali and the Forest Spirit. Totally different feel.
Oh, completely. It's beautiful, kind of a post-apocalyptic fairy tale. Heartwarming, actually. Gollum and a human girl.
See, that contrast is what's interesting. You go from heartwarming fantasy to something way darker, maybe the supernatural stuff in Corpse Blade.
Yep, or the big, almost mythic action in Kamen Rider Kuga.
Right, Kamen Rider. That shows they're not just playing to one type of fan.
And it gets even more wonderfully niche, which I love.
Like what?
What? Stuff you wouldn't necessarily expect on a huge platform like this. Things like the Sherlock manga adaptations, which have that British feel.
Oh, interesting.
Or the light fantasy of the elegant courtly life of the tea witch. It's so specific. It tells you they're thinking about readers who are really looking for those deep cuts.
And then you have titles that just sound wild, like Toxic Super Beasts, and the list just keeps going from like cerebral sci-fi, something called cosmic censorship, to spooky stuff like Welcome to Ghost Mansion. It feels really deep, not accidental at all. It's like they're deliberately targeting longtime manga fans who thought they'd seen everything available digitally.
And that is the value proposition today, isn't it, in this content-flooded world?
Yeah.
By making sure there's this huge variety from military tactics in, say, Gamma Dracona's Hen, to personal stories like My Name is Zero. Crunchyroll is making it clear.
It's the message. The message is we are building a truly comprehensive library. Something for the mainstream anime viewer and the dedicated manga nerd digging through archives.
Ah, the goal seems to be whatever genre you're craving, they've got multiple options for you, which, keeps you subscribed. High user retention.
Okay, so amazing content, solid strategy behind it. But let's shift gears to the practical side for you, the listener.
Right, the how.
For a deep dive, we need to talk about friction. If I'm already paying for Crunchyroll, how do I get this? We know it's called Crunchyroll Manga. And it launched as a premium add-on back in October.
Correct.
But let's be honest, Crunchyroll is amazing at streaming video. But dedicated manga readers, they have high standards.
For the reading experience itself, right? Navigation, image quality.
That's a really crucial point.
So does this huge Titan deal actually feel seamless? Or is it still maybe a bit clunky compared to an app built only for reading manga?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it points to how the platform has to evolve.
Okay.
Because historically, the Crunchyroll reading experience, especially on phones and tablets, got, let's say, mixed reviews sometimes.
I've heard that.
Adding over 20 really diverse titles like this, that puts massive pressure on their tech, on the back-end stability of the features.
Right. It's one thing to host a few comics, maybe like PDFs. It's totally different to handle the traffic and the specific reading needs for hundreds, potentially thousands of manga chapters.
Exactly right. So the expectation, or maybe the hope, is that this Titan deal, because it's so high profile,
it forces Crunchyroll to invest heavily in that user experience. Things like really crisp image rendering, good bookmarking that syncs, options for scrolling versus page turning.
Yeah, the basics for digital reading.
And fast searching across the whole library, not just one publisher. The convenience of one app is huge, but only if the reading part actually feels good. It has to meet the standards set by the competition.
So the strategic play isn't just acquiring content. It's using that big content splash as leverage. Leverage to force upgrades to the actual reading platform itself.
I think that's a big part of it. It has to be.
Okay. And that ties into the convenience you mentioned. You get this massive library right at your fingertips. iOS, Android, desktop. That immediacy, being able to just pull it up anywhere, is key.
Accessibility is absolutely paramount. You need to be able to just hop on your phone during your commute, right?
Yeah.
Or grab your tablet when you're chilling, maybe waiting for the next anime episode to drop. The fact that it's on all the main platforms means they're maximizing the value of that premium subscription.
Yeah.
What's fascinating here is the seamless integration or the push towards it. It moves Crunchyroll from just being a video platform to a comprehensive content ecosystem.
Right. Designed for you to just jump between watching and reading instantly.
Exactly. Make it so easy to access the manga that if you're already paying for premium, there's almost no reason not to check it out. Right. Lowering that barrier to entry is key.
Okay. So what does this all mean then? Looking at the bigger picture, the long game,
wow.
This Crunchyroll and Titan Books deal, it feels like a really exciting, maybe even accelerated new phase for Crunchyroll.
I'd agree with that. It really confirms their commitment. Not just to whatever new manga is hot, but digging into legendary stuff, diverse genres. It cements that ambition they clearly have to be the place for Japanese media, period.
It feels like it's about more than just selling subscriptions. It's about becoming, I don't know, the main archive.
Yeah, the archive, the curator. And thinking ahead, this kind of large-scale partnership, it really signals a potential shift in how content gets distributed overall.
How so?
Well, when a massive streaming player decides to integrate this much diverse, often older, sometimes niche historical material, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It raises this kind of provocative question for the future. If Crunchyroll is doing this now, pulling in all this archival content, what does that suggest about the future role of these huge global streaming platforms? You mean beyond just anime and manga?
Potentially. Could they become the main place we go to find and access historical media, specialized stuff? Like older manga, graphic novels, maybe other niche media. Could they end up deciding how we access all sorts of cultural archives digitally?
Wow, okay. That's a big thought, like digital stewardship on a massive scale.
Exactly. It raises questions about who curates our digital past and how we access it. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. And for now, you should absolutely check the official Crunchyroll pages because you just know more updates, more titles, maybe platform improvements. They have to be coming fast after a deal like this.
Absolutely. A space to watch.